true truth of the service of the heart, to view the pleasantness of the Creator and to visit His palace, my soul will bow down and adhere to the Book of Zohar, as was known from the mouths of our predecessors, the remedy of engaging in the Holy Book.
מתוך זוהר לעם בראשית.
From Zohar La'am Bereshit.
אשריהם המסתכלים ברצון שלהם.
Happy are those who look into their desire, the meaning of the upper secrets, to walk in the path of truth, to merit this world and to illuminate the next world for them. Concerning them it's written, the righteous shall shine, and happy are they in this world and in the world to come. Those who cling to the Creator in truth, their desire guides them to advance their work, as it is established above, in the upper worlds, as it is written, and Abram went as the Lord commanded him. Hence, later when they observe their desire, they know the sublime secrets, for they look into the tendencies in their own desire and know the sublime secrets are determined above.
ויודעים איך נקבעים למעלה סודות עליונים. מתוך זוהר לעם בעלותך. והמשכילים יזהירו כזוהר הרקיע.
And the wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. They are the authors of the Kabbalah. They're the ones who exert this brightness called the Book of Zohar, which is like Noah's Ark, gathering 2 from a town and 7 kingdoms, and sometimes 1 from a town and 2 from a family, in whom the words, every son that is born to you shall cast, every son that is born you shall cast to the river. The Torah is called a son. The newborn is attained. Into the river means the light of the Torah, and cast is like you will study it. It's an anagram, where you study each insight that is born in you by the light of the Torah in its soul. This is the light of the Book of Zohar, and it is all because of you.
מתוך עטרת צבי.
From Ateret Tzvi, a crown of glory. Happy and blessed are we, who were rewarded with His light to walk and contemplate in the pleasant words of the upper illumination of the holy light. Its taste is sweet, and it's altogether delightful. Unending waters and without limit of understanding, to know the acts of creation and the works of the Merkava, and how to be a chariot, to unite and restore the soul to its source, to the root where it was hewed from. And this was determined and rooted in my soul. Whoever has not seen the light of the Book of Zohar has never seen light.
מתוך נוצר חסד.
From Notzer Chesed.
חיות האדם הישראלי תלוי בספר הזוהר.
The existence of the Israelis depends on the Book of Zohar. To study with joy and delight and with pleasantness and fear and love, each according to his ability and sanctity, for all Israel are holy.
מתוך נוצר חסד.
From Keeping Mercy. Notzer Chesed. Each and every letter in the Book of Zohar and the writings of our great teacher, by Rav Chaim Vital, are great corrections for the soul to correct all the incarnations.
מתוך ספר היכל הברכה.
From the book Eichal HaBracha. A truly new light will be renewed for him at every moment until an actual new creation is made by means of the Zohar.
מתוך ספר דגל מחנה אפרים.
From Degel Machane Ephraim. I heard from Baal Sulam that each day the Book of Zohar has a new interpretation.
מתוך הקדמת הזוהר.
From the introduction to the Zohar. The advantage of studying the book of Zohar is already known, as the Holy Ari said that one day of study in the book of Zohar and the secrets of the Torah is worth a whole year of study in the Pshat.
מתוך שיחות הר"ן. בלימוד הזוהר היה בוכה הרבה עד שיזכה להבין.
From studying the Zohar, one will cry until he earns the right to understand.
מתוך ספר כלך פתחי חוכמה.
Klach B'tei Chochma.
והגית בו יומם ולילה.
It's written, you shall meditate in it day and night, and it is not written, you shall understand in it day and night. If you understand, understand. If not, the reward for your study is in your hand. The proof from the book of Zohar is that even though one does not understand, the language remains a remedy for the soul.
מתוך הספר אור צדיקים.
From the book Or Tzadikim. One who has not been rewarded with understanding the Zohar should nevertheless study, because the language of the Zohar purifies the soul.
מתוך שיחות הר"ן.
From Sichot Haran. It's known that the study of the Zohar is very beneficial. And one should know that by studying the Zohar, one receives a yearning, and the holy language of the Zohar awakens greatly toward the service of the Creator.
חברים, אנחנו לומדים בספר זוהר לעם.
Friends, we're in Zohar La'am, chapter 12,
תאים נבחרים, פרק תיקון וגמר התיקון.
under the chapter Tikkun et Gmar Tikkun.
נא לוודא שכל הטלפונים קבועים.
Let's make sure all our phones are off.
שאלה, מתבקש לעמוד, להחזיק את המיקרופון קרוב לפה ולדבר ברור.
השיעור מבוסס על סדרת ספרי זוהר לעם. ניתן להוריד את הספרים באתר קבלה לעם kab.co.il או להזמינם בטלפון 1-700-509-209.
The book is based. Hello, we are studying from Zohar La'am, volume 12, selected excerpts. You can ask questions through the usual channels. Selected questions will be asked during the course of the lesson. Zohar La'am, volume 12, starting at the top. As usual, we need to check that we are as one Kli, then only that way we can receive the light that reforms. And that is the main part of the Zohar, so let's hope we do that. The correction of the world, 119.
הצריכים להתגלות
At the
בגמר
coming of the Messiah,
עם ביאת המלך המשיח.
everything is revealed.
פרט קטן
In the final correction, with the coming of the Messiah, no
הנשמות שבהיכל המלך
detail is lost, and these are the souls that are found. They are all
זכו לגמר
that earned the final correction from the root of their souls.
70 קולות היולדת. 211. אמרה נשמת משה בזמן
The 70 cycles
קודם ביאת
of
המשיח
correction.
אלו בעלי המשנה, בעלי החוכמה העליונה, בעלי קבלה, בעלי סודות התורה, השעה דחוקה להם, שאין להם ממה להתפרנס, כמו שכתוב, כאייל תהרוג על אפיקי מים, שבעלי החוכמה,
That the owners of the wisdom are the producers of water of the Torah and the Shekhinah. Because the Torah is called water,
ואין תורה,
and there is no Torah
העמוד האמצעי,
except the middle line, Zerampin,
האמצעי.
the middle column.
כי אלו אפיקי המים,
Because these producers
החוכמה,
of water,
שמהם תצא תורה,
the sages from whom will exit the Torah,
ביגון, בעניות.
they are in sorrow and poorness.
וצירים של היולדת, השכינה.
Out of them comes the Shekhinah, in which it is written,
ואלו חבלים תהיה,
from which will come your birth.
צער של בעלי התורה והחוכמה, שצערם
And the sorrow of the owners of the Torah,
של השכינה.
the sorrow comes from the
212.
birth of the
ובאלו
שכינה.
חבלי לידה שצועקת בהם, מתעוררים 70 סנהדרין למעלה.
And this is the meaning of the work of the tabernacle. All of them are deeds and corrections of above and of below, to instill Shekhinah in the world, in the upper dwellers, in the angels,
המשנה.
and the lower dwellers, the people.
בתולות אחריה,
As it's written,
תיה מובאות לך.
the lower garden of Eden, Malchut,
לכולם יהיה
is as the upper one, Binah.
כיולדה.
All the images and the forms of the world are there.
דוחקת לה,
Hence, the work of the tabernacle and the work of heaven and earth, Zerampin and Malchut,
נושך אותה
are all
בכמה
one.
מיני דחקים. 213. בזמן ההוא נפתחת להוליד את
213.
המשיח.
At that time, the Messiah is born.
החבלים והדחק של
Thanks to
הצדיקים, בעלי מידות,
the righteous,
בעלי סודות התורה,
the owners of the secrets of the Torah,
בעלי יראה ואהבה,
and
בעלי חסד, אנשי חיל, יראי אלוקים, אנשי אמת,
those who fear the Creator,
שנאי בצע,
those who are of the truth,
השעה דוחקת אותם. כמו
and those
שלומדים,
whose time has come, who study that the generation has come, that Ben David has come,
ולא יכוננו. ויראי חטא ימאסו,
and those who see sin,
ותהיה האמת נהדרת,
it will be burned,
והגפן תיתן פריה,
and the Geffen will give Piriah and be rich with wine. 214.
אלו 70 הקולות,
And from those 70 voices,
שיש במזמור,
from those 70
השם
words,
ביום צרה,
in that day of sorrow, mercy is opened, which is
בית הרחם,
to the house of the womb, including the house of two houses,
משיח בן דוד,
the Mashiach,
בן יוסף.
the Messiah son of David, and the Messiah son of Joseph.
הראש שלה, העמוד האמצעי,
And its head, the center column, Zerampin.
הם בית שוקיים, נצח והוד,
The knees are two Shokayim,
בית המשיחים.
and from there
בעת ההיא
the
כתוב,
Meshachim are born.
ויחשוף יערות,
At that time, it is written,
חוכמה,
the wisdom will be revealed
מהעולם. כי אור
and will pass from the world, because the light of Chokhmah enlivens all the souls.
התחדשות הדעת בעולם. 131.
The renewal of wisdom in the world.
התחדש הדעת בעולם,
At the time of the Messiah,
הכל. כי כתוב,
religion will come back to the world,
למקטנם
and it's written that everyone will know me from the small to the great.
גילוי חוכמה עליונה. 139.
The revelation of the upper wisdom, 139.
חוכמה עליונה
in the upper wisdom, which contains all the worlds, that the future of the Creator is destined to reveal, is when the Da'at awakens in the world, that when each one in Israel will attain in upper wisdom, that is, the secret of the Creator, the name of the Creator, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and this is the good that has no end forever and ever. At the time that the Creator clothes in Giyut upon the nations. 308. Why is the Creator standing distantly at the time when the Creator rises up and up and the creatures cry out and shed tears because the Creator disappeared into the above and they don't have an answer? Then it's written, and in the greatness of your pride will destroy your coming. 309. At the time that the Creator clothed in the nation, they came together upon the Creator and His name, and in the future, coming together with each step in the world and bringing mercy to the world and Jerusalem and gripping to the Creator, and they say, let's stand up upon the shield in the beginning and afterwards. We will rise to His palace. 310. Then in the future the Creator will laugh at them. As it's written, He will sit in the clouds and laugh at them. At that time, the Creator will clothe them in pride and raise them up into the world. As it's written, that was the nature of the Megillah. 311. The future of the Creator is to enliven all the kings that brought sorrow to Israel. Antiochus, Lupinos, Nebuchadnezzar, Sanriv, and all the other kings of the world that were buried in His house. And He will give them kingdom as in the beginning, and will gather from them the rest of the nations, and they will bring war to Jerusalem. And in the future, the Creator will bring them around Jerusalem, as it's written, and this is what the Creator will embrace all the nations with in Jerusalem. It's not written Tzav'u or Tza'u, because in the past tense. And then it's written, and in all of your Geoncha, you will destroy your rising. And that is the time that the Messiah will come. And this song is a song of the world. 312. It's written, and in your spirit the waters rose, meaning at the same time. And for that reason, during the Armageddon and during the Messiah, it's written, they gathered as waters. Any questions, please? Anybody? If not, then we can continue. The main thing is to hold together and await redemption, await the light. Bnei Ishmael 201. For 400 years, the sons of Israel stood and asked for the help of the Creator. And He said, the Creator, yes. And He said that after Ishmael that was there, why does he not have a part in you like Isaac? And He said, this is as it should be, and there is no other way other than adhering properly to the 8 days and these distance from themselves by a few days. And then the minister said, and with all of that, even though he is attached, will he not have a great reward? 202. Woe to that time that Ishmael was born in the world. What did the Creator do? He distanced the sons of Israel from the upper and gave them a part of the above in the Holy Land as a promise to them. And the future of the sons of Ishmael will be to reign over the world at the time when it is empty of everything, just as their word is empty of peace. And they will raise Israel back to their place until they earn their place as the sons of Ishmael. 204. And the future of the sons of Ishmael is to awaken and to wage war on the sea and on the land and against Jerusalem, and they will battle these, and the Holy Land will not be passed. 205. At the same time, there awakened one nation at the end of the world upon Rome, and will wage war for 3 months, and will gather there, and they will fall at their hand, until all the Bnei Edom will be gathered from the corners of the earth. And then the Creator will awaken to them, as it's written, because praising the Creator is too in Biptzua. And afterwards, as it's written, to hold on to on the shoulders of the earth, and Bnei Ishmael will come upon the earth, and the force will come down from above to Israel, but Israel by itself, as it's written, the Creator commanded on his right hand. 206. Since the holy name is in the right, and the Torah is in the right, everything depends on the right. And we need to amplify the right upon the left. As it's written, from his right, the fire came, and in the future, it's written, salvation will be from the right, and it's written, and then I will turn into a clean tongue and read the name from everything, and in that day, his name will be one, and he will be one. Okay? Rav. Yes? Hi, Rav. I wanted to ask, during the time of unity with the friends and the group and the 10, what degree are we on now during this time of unity? Rav, it depends on the strength of unity. The strength of unity depends on the resistance to unity. If upon the small resistance you unite, it's one thing, but if you connect above great resistance, that's something else, and accordingly the light shines, according to the degree of resistance. Small or great. Question. And if there are disturbances during the unity, Rav, yeah, that's great. Even better. Then you have bigger resistance. Then you try to still be connected. And according to your efforts, it's even more. Question. And in the state of the degree of man, are we already there right now? Then you have to say, Rav says, if you're there. If you feel that you're connected to such an extent that in your efforts in unity, the light shines. If you feel that that's the case, if you feel in your efforts to unite that there is already some tendency, some true, strong tendency between the friends. Thank you very much. Rav, you need to discover this, because everything depends on you. We're in a world that's entirely corrected. And everything depends on the degree of man, that if he's included in the system, he reveals it according to his own degree. Yes, let's continue. The coming of the Messiah, 95. 96. Rabbi Shimon lowered his hands and said, "Woe to those that comes closer at that time, that will be called at that time and will be found at that time. Woe to those who come at that time, because when the Creator will come to bring the Shekhinah, he will see who stands with them, and with everyone that's there, and will look upon the actions of everyone, and he will not find the righteous, as it's written." And how many sorrows will come to Israel? 97. And happy is he who is called at that time, that in faith at that time will earn that light at the joy of the King. And at that time, the money will be burned and the gold will be melted. 98. After these sorrows awaken upon Israel, and all the nations and their kings will gather together upon them and will awaken the evil, and then sorrow will come upon sorrow, and at the end cancels the beginning, and then we will see a great column of fire from above to below for 40 days, and all the nations of the world will see it. 99. At that time, there awakened the King Messiah, Messiah King, to leave the Garden of Eden from a bird's nest, and will reveal Eretz HaGalil. And there the whole world will be focused, and everyone in the world will hide in caves in the mountains and will not be fit for salvation. And fire and brimstone will rise from the fear of the Creator, and sorrow will come upon the earth. 100. Before the fear of the Creator, that is what the world will be focused on, and its salvation will be the Messiah. In his rising to reign over the earth, the Messiah will rise over the Galil, since that's the first place that was sacrificed in the Holy Land. For that reason, hope will be revealed. It is the beginning to all places. Rav, of course, we can't imagine this geographically. It's not the Galil, it's not the north, it's not all these things, all these places, but rather, these are degrees on the ladder, because all these points, all these geographic points, as if he notes, especially in the land of Israel, they have special, precise locations in the ladder of degrees. Just like we study the land of Israel in exile, that it's 10, and from the north to the south, that it's at 10 sfirot. That's how it is with every detail. So now, only imagine this as only one upper system. 101. And after 40 days, that the column shall rise from the land into the heavens before the eyes of everyone in the world, and the Messiah will be revealed. From the west, one star will rise, shining in all colors, and 7 other stars will encircle that star and will wage war against it from all sides 3 times a day, up to 70 days. And all the sons of the world will see this. 102. And that star will wage war against them with sabers of fire until it swallows them in each evening, and during the day it comes and brings them back. And they wage war before the eyes of the whole world up to 70 days. And after 70 days, that star will be hidden and the Messiah will be hidden up to 12 months, and the column of fire will return as it was before, and the Messiah will be hidden and the column will be hidden, unseen. 103. After 12 months, the Messiah will rise into that column to the firmament, and from there will receive strength from Ateret HaMalchut. And when he descends back to the earth, then the column of fire will be seen again, and afterwards the Messiah will be revealed, and many nations will gather to him, and there will be war all over the world. And at that time the Creator will awaken in his greatness to all the nations of the world, and the Messiah King will be known to the whole world. And all the nations of the world will awaken to unite and fight against him. 104. And how many from those in Israel will turn to help the nations and come to wage against the Messiah, wage war? Then for 15 days it will last, and many from the nation of Israel will die at this time, and darkness will cover the earth, and fog over the continents. Melech HaMashiach, the Nukva, King Messiah. 589. Melech HaMashiach, King Messiah, will be called poor, because he doesn't have anything of his own. He's the Nukva of Zer Anpin, and it's called Melech HaMashiach. But this is the moon above, the Nukva of Zer Anpin, that has no light of its own, but only what it gets from the sun, Zer Anpin, and for that reason it is called poor. 590. The Melech HaMashiach, the Nukva, will reign in its stead and will unite in its place above. As it's written, your kings will come to you. Your kings by themselves include the Nukva above and the Mashiach below. With the Nukva, it is poor, because the Melech HaMashiach below is extended from the Nukva, and for that reason is called poor like her. And if from above, the Nukva itself is poor, because she shows that she doesn't have anything of herself, only from Zer Anpin, and that's why it's called the bread of poverty, lechamoni. And with all of that, the Messiah rides upon the donkey to the city, and the Creator will strengthen the Nukva in his place above. As it's written, here your king will come to you, including both of them.
Otot HaMashiach, 476.
Otot HaMashiach, 476. And remember my covenant Yaakov. Why Yaakov is spelled with Vav? Because the degree of wisdom is the place where Yaakov reigns. Tiferet de Atzilut, Kav Emtzei, in the middle line. And the filling, it shows the filling of the Partzuf. And Tiferet and Yesod are as one with Vav. For that reason, Yaakov is with Vav. This excerpt talks about the exile of Israel that were separated from their exile and their Vav in the 6th millennium, that Yaakov and Israel will be revealed in Vav. 477. The order and the issue of the Vav is 6.5 moments. Vav, Tiferet, Bereach HaTichon, which is called Bariach Adelet.
בריח הדלת, המבריח בתוך הקרשים מקצה אל הקצה.
Hiding between the waves from end to end. And at the time, that's 60 years, Yaakov will receive his commandment. And at the time of the extension of the commandment, he will continue for 6 more years, the time of the Zechira, the remembrance. 478. In the 66 years, the Melech HaMashiach will be revealed to the earth, and he is the Mashiach ben Yosef, son of Yosef. And when the northern star, the eastern star will be swallowed for 60 days, wars will be waged all over the world on the north side, and 2 kings will fall in these wars. 479. And all the nations will unite under Yaakov to the house of Yaakov, where it is written, at the time of Yaakov's sorrow, he will be saved. And then all the souls will vanish from the body, and that left the bodies will need to be renewed, as it's written, every soul coming to Yaakov from Egypt, each one is 66. 480. After the revelation of Mashiach ben Yosef, all the kings of the world will gather to the great city of Romi, and the Creator will rain fire and brimstone upon them, and they will disappear from the world. And only those kings that did not come to Romi will stay in the world in order to wage other wars. And at that time, the Melech HaMashiach will shine throughout the whole world, and a few nations and a few shades will gather to him from all sides of the world, and all the nations of Israel will gather into their place. 481. Until the years are connected, and we come to the 6th millennium. Then the Vav will join the Hey, the lower Hey, and influence the 3 lines to the Hey Tata to Malchut. And then it is written, and they will bring all of them from all the nations from the Creator. And then you will have the Kibbutz Galuyot. And the future of the sons of Ishmael, that are the head of all the Klipot from the right side, like Romi, to come to the right, at that time to awaken together with all the nations of the world that did not come to Rome, to come to Jerusalem to wage war. As it's written, and I gathered all the nations to Jerusalem for war. And it's written, the kings of the earth will come together and will come under the Creator and His Messiah. And Yitzchak will sit, he will sit in the heavens and play. After all the forces disappeared from the world, the small Vav will awaken, Yesod Zerampin, and connect to the lower Hey, and renew the old souls, all the ones that were in the body during the creation of the world until then, in order to renew the world with Malchut. As it's written, the Creator will be happy, and it's written, the honor, the greatness of the Creator will be over the world in order to unite the lower Hey with the Vav. And the Shem, and the Creator will be happy in His actions, because they were the actions that took place in the world and brought forth new creations and unite all the worlds as one. 483. Happy are they that remained in the world at the end of the 6th millennium. And they will enter Shabbat, the 7th millennium, because then it is one day only for the Creator to perform a zivug with a lower hay and bring the new souls to influence the world, meaning the souls that were not yet in the world, so that they would be in the world together with the older souls that were there from the beginning, that renewed. As it's written, there was and remained in Zion and rose in Jerusalem all that is holy, as it's written, to life in Jerusalem. Ruby from Yokneam asks, the Zohar sounds like Chinese. How does the light that reforms work? Where does it act? Rav. It works. The light acts even though this is like Chinese for him. Yes. Good evening. What do we do with a state where love just drowns us? Ahava just envelops me. I'm surrounded by friends. It blocks everything for you, Rav asks. In 1 second, I look at a friend. Immediately, I fall in love with him. Love envelops me. I'm ensconced in it. What do I do? Rav, you don't have to do anything. The friend doesn't have to feel or do anything. Whatever you feel, you feel. That's it. Just even more, direct it toward the goal, toward correction. That all this love is in order for it to spread more, and not just for you to look at a friend, or rather all the friends, and all the world, and you want that to be the place of the revelation of the Creator, that it will be revealed to you with respect to Him. And that's it. So just wait for that to happen. Thank you very much. Here we need to add work in the lines. There's still stuff to do. Is that it? All right. Let's finish up this chapter. The generation of the Melech HaMashiach, the King Messiah. 385. And the Creator will say, you will lie all the time that he lived with the Messiah. He was without sin before the Creator. And since Moses was among them, it will not be like that generation until that time that the Messiah will come, and he will attain what the other generations did not attain. 386. And he saw his reign over the sea, and with those that he attained, and the souls of Israel, with the women of Israel, and the sons, and the Sanhedrin, and of course the upper prophet, Moses, who is above all. And now those in the desert will say words of wisdom, just like the sages of the generation, and those before Rabbi Shimon, studying with him every day, and of course Rabbi Shimon himself, who is the upper of all. The secrets of the Torah are revealed in the days of the Messiah. 387. After Moses died, it's written, and this nation arose and sinned. It's written, woe unto the world from which Rabbi Shimon disappeared, that the wells of wisdom were removed, and asked from man words of wisdom, and the world will be covered by these words of wisdom, and anyone without this will not be found. And for that it's written, and the whole mind of Israel will be known. And what is that? That this will not be lost from the mind of the public to the depth of the Torah. Woe unto those generations that will be found then in the world. 388. The future of the Creator is to reveal deep secrets of the Torah during the days of the Messiah. As it's written, the whole world knew the Creator. And it's written, and a friend will teach his friend, and he, the Creator, and everyone will know me from the small to the great. The revelation of wisdom to all the nations. 457. For now Rabbi Yossi left Rabbi Hida and found a book that was stuck in a part of a rock at the edge of the cave, and he took it and he left with it. 459. They began to study that book. They did not manage to study even two pages of the book before they were looking at upper wisdom. Since they came to study the secrets of the book and they talked with each other, then fire and great wind came out between them, and the book was suddenly lost. Rabbi Yossi cried and said, perhaps we have a sin among us, or we're not worthy to know this. 460. When they came before Rabbi Shimon and told him what happened, he told them, maybe you touched upon the letters of the Messiah. And they said, we don't know, because everything was forgotten. Rabbi Shimon said, the Creator does not want to reveal too much to the world. And when we're close to the days of the Messiah, even the babies in the world will know the secrets of the wisdom as they stand before the redemption. And at that time, everything will be revealed. When the Knesset Israel will rise from the ashes and the Creator will establish it, as it's written, that a clear language will come over all the nations to talk to the Creator. Here they're talking about the days of the Messiah. The days of the Messiah meaning that the end of the degrees. When the Rapach already comes to its end, and the stone heart awakens to connect to it, and then all the wisdom is revealed because of together with the Leva Evan, because God Chokhmah are revealed only when these last 32 Lamed Bet Nitzutzot sparks are revealed, and all of Rapach is just the light of Chassidim. But not in the illumination, not in true Chokhmah, but just in the illumination of Chokhmah. Questions? Asks, who is the Messiah that comes today? The Messiah is called the upper light, that clarifies, awakens the last, most difficult kilim, corrects them, and rises them. That's why it's called the Messiah, because it pulls out. The Messiah is called Mashiach, Moshech, like pulls out the klipot from their depths. We're not talking about people at all in Kabbalah. There are no bodies, only desire. We have a restriction, or choser, or yashar, masach. Everything that we talk about in Kabbalah, everything that we see here, whatever we feel that we see here is an imaginary world that doesn't exist. Yes. Martin from Riga asks, I asked the Creator to unite everyone into one group. How can we use the power of the Zohar to do that? During the reading of the Zohar, let him ask that. What does it mean that he asked that? That we need to, first of all, prepare ourselves for this desire. Then, during the reading of the Zohar, even if they hear the the stories of the Zohar, then this desire remains, then this desire in the heart, with the study of the Zohar, with hope for the light that reforms, then it works together.
אנחנו עכשיו קוראים זוהר ונמצאים
Right now we're reading the Zohar, and at the same time we're in Purim. Alright, that's why we read this part of Gemar Tikkun, exactly. Now we have Purim, Sukkot, Pesach, and we're still reading the Zohar. The light of the Zohar is the highest thing. So what do we need to do? Connect to the holiday? But the Zohar is above everything. No, it's just that you have the root and the branch. And just as we have in this world days and nights, all these processes that relate to astronomy, the nature of the world, it's how this world is divided, built as a copy of the upper world. For that reason, we connect the corporeal to the spiritual actions. If we do this, then we bridge a connection between our corporeal state, where it seems to us that we exist in this world and we have all these processes, with the internal spiritual world. And then, when there is a connection between the worlds, then there is an illumination from world to world. Even in our beastliness, there is still a particular illumination. Okay?
Hello, the new students sometimes are kind of in a hurry to learn, and they start to...
לפעמים התלמידים החדשים הם מהרים
They start
ללמוד
to read the Zohar alone.
ומתחילים לקרוא את הזוהר לבדם.
How should we...
לבדם, רק הם בעצמם, לבד. לא בקבוצה, כלומר.
How should we give them counsel?
איך נייעץ להם? איזה עצה אפשר לתת להם?
We need to explain to them that just as Zohar is written, that 10 people sat together, 10 students. We also have, photographs of that place where they sat and wrote the book of Zohar, where there are true places for each of the 9, and Rabbi Shimon, the 10th. And they studied in this way, and they wrote, since they were united among them. It's written in what way were they united, how difficult it was for them to unite. And that is why and we should strive to be in a similar state when we're reading the Zohar, that we also have to be 10. It's desirable. If not, then as much as possible, then to try to read and to want for it to influence us. As they discover the Zohar is called the upper illumination, upper radiance. In this way, we perform a similar action to them. We hear, listen, read, unite together, and that's how it influences us. So explain that to them. But with the beginners, and they have no other ability, let them read it like that. Even 2 or 3 alone, even a single person alone that's reading it. With a beginner, there isn't too much of a calculation. Let him get to know the book a little bit. It's not bad. There's no judgment on him. People that already are in the process, let's say like you, and that need to already, as much as they inherited, have gathered experience and knowledge and impressions from the process, if you, despite that, sit there and study alone and don't take the Kli into account, then it's not even for nothing. You're actually causing harm. Because first you must unite and then begin to study. That the unity will bring us the sensation that we unite and that we also have a deficiency. Otherwise, why are we studying?
Thank you.
Is that it? Okay. So, page 424.
No.
Well, I'll go ahead and ask. Rav, is it enough? Is there enough similarity here? Because they sat and they read the Torah, they translated it into the Zohar, and we're reading the Zohar as if we're not really creating the next step. So what are we doing? Before them, they had a task, this historical thing, we can say, to convey it, to pass it on. Do we also have, perhaps, a need for this task, and then we'll be similar to them, or is that not necessary? Rav, it's still early for us to think about us passing this on. First, we must receive. We still don't have. First, you're right. If we're not thinking about the continuation, then it's like we don't get it either. Like we're a blocked pipe or conduit. But it's worthwhile for us not to waste strength on figuring out how to pass it on. But first of all, we need to create a Kli. We still don't have a Kli. We're still not a 10. We still need a light that corrects us. As soon as the light corrects us, then we'll start thinking about how through us it'll pass to others. For that reason, to think about now, about passing what we have, we don't have anything yet to pass on. Question. So this is like a preparatory period, you're saying? No. First of all, of course we're in the plan preparation, but essentially we're already at the time of the correction of our Kli. We must demand from the light that reforms for the 10 in which I study. The extent to which we begin to feel that the light is coming and uniting us, and we're becoming one as one desire, then we will begin and feel that we need, within that common desire that we sanctified, we need to be connected onward to other 10s, to perhaps the world. That's how it is. For now, I'm afraid that thinking about that, we'll start thinking about this and that without the unity between us. Then nothing will come out. The main thing is the unity within the 10. Yes. Page 424, Tikkun and Gemar Tikkun. Tikkun of the world, 482. The Creator is destined to correct the world and correct the spirit of life in people so they prolong their days forever. As it's written, for the days of the tree are as the day of my people. And it's also written, death shall be swallowed up forever. Correction of reality, 174. This is what the Zohar asks about the words, and God saw all that he had done. It means that the Creator saw only what he had done in the work of creation, but not the heaven and the earth that were to be corrected by the good deeds of people who are destined to do them in each generation. But does he not see before he does, even what is to be corrected in each generation through good deeds until the end of correction? And it explains all the words, that all means that the good deeds that are to be renewed in each generation by the righteous, that he had done means the work of the Creator, which he had already done.
כלומר, מעשה בראשית, אשר כבר עשה. כי בהיות תיקון המציאות שנתקן על ידי הקדוש ברוך הוא במעשה
Because in the correction of the world, done by the Creator, in the act of creation, there is a root to the correction of the people, and accordingly, the acts of man include the acts of creation. And that is why the future is happy about the act of creation that already happened, meaning that all of this is looking into the future, and that was done is the act of creation. Help against him. 24. It's written about man, it's not good that the man is alone. I will make him help against himself. And this is the soul, which is help within him to guide him in the ways of his Maker. That is, he who comes to be purified is aided. When a person walks in the ways of his Maker, many help him. His soul helps him. The ministering angels help him. The Creator's Shekhinah helps him. And all declare about him and say, when you walk, your step will not be straightened, and if you run, you will not stumble. And the souls of the righteous help him. Draw closer to the Creator. Okay? Be simply waiting. Allow the Zohar to work. Allow the light to act. This is how we need to get used to the reading of the Zohar. We're just sitting and listening. Even if we don't understand, even if we can't listen, even if we don't understand what's written, or we understand it, but we understand it wrong, it doesn't matter. The main thing is the desire to participate, to be present in the reading. Draw closer to the Creator, 261. Through awakening below, there is awakening above. As it is written, I am my beloved's, and his desire is for me. This is so because there is no awakening above, because there is awakening before there is awakening below. And the blessings above are present only where there is substance, and not in an empty place without substance. 268. It's written, I am my beloved's, and his desire is for me. In the beginning, I am my beloved's, and afterwards, his desire is for me. I am my beloved's is to first set up a place for him with an awakening from below, and then his desire is for me. 269. The Shekhinah is not present with the wicked. When a person comes to purify and bring himself closer to the Creator, the Shekhinah is over him. About that it is written, I am my beloved's first, and then his desire is for me, since when one comes to purify, he is purified. Everything is by the permission of the Creator. 327. King David said, For who is God, save the Lord? And who is a rock, save our God? Who is God means who is the ruler or the appointee who can do anything besides the Creator. Rather, they do what they were commanded by the Creator, because none of them is in his own authority, and they cannot do anything. And who is a rock means who is strong and can make his own assertion and might, save our God. Rather, they are all in the hands of the Creator, and they cannot do anything except with his permission. 328. For who is God, save the Lord? Everything is in the permission of the Creator. It is not as it seems in the stars and the fortunes and the constellations, which shows something and the Creator changes it into another way. And who is a rock? Except for our God, means that there is no such painter as the Creator. He is the perfect painter, who makes and paints a form within a form, a fetus within its mother, and completes that picture in all its corrections, and instills a high soul within it which is similar to the upper correction. The Creator executes tactics and causes reason in the world. 296. He turns for reasons in his tactics that they may do. The Creator causes reasons in the world and brings destructive lights to do his deeds, and then turns them around and makes them in a different way. It is the conduct of the Creator to first bring destructive lights that destruct, and then turn them around and correct them. 297. And how does he turn them? The Creator executes tactics and causes reasons to turn them until they are not as the previous ones. That they may do means according to what people may do. He turns these actions according to the deeds that they do. And thus, people's actions induce turning those deeds in all that the Creator commands them on earth, that they receive all kinds of forms in the world by the merit of people's actions. Ammon and Moab came out through such a corrupt deed, and in the end, all the kings of Judah and the Messiah King came out of them. Specifically, Rav adds, 298. And some come out good from the beginning, worthy of existence, but were corrupted by the people's actions. And then the Creator turns them around if they repent. So, Rav, in short, the worse it is in the beginning, a person, as difficult as it is for a person, as much as he can't do it, as hard as he has to work, and the Creator works on him hard, accordingly he reaches a higher degree. Okay? No questions. I asked this morning about it, and I wanted to ask some more. Right now we have time to bring presents to the friends, but I don't have a great lack for this, but I do have some knowledge. I want to bring something small, but qualitative. How do I prepare for it? You're asking about what intention to do it? Yeah, what intention, what action, what can I bring to the society? I don't know, Rav says. We're at work all the time. Just for Purim to bring something to the friends. We would bring during Purim, the celebration, each one would bring something. Fruits, wine, cakes, and everything was on the tables, and during the evening we would all eat and pass to the women and children. That's it. What do you think? What is it in the internally to bring something to a friend, even something small, something from the heart? What does it mean? A drink and food is like Chokhmah and Chassidim. Or Chokhmah is like a drink, and Chassidim is food. It symbolizes for us that we pass to each other, that we're already connected, and each one becomes like a conduit with the others, and in this way the whole system is closed, that everyone in the world, all the souls are connected to one system. So this gift-giving symbolizes that for us. I'm not sure what else to add. And what is it in inner work? I said that we're all connected together and prepared to be, each one of us, as a conduit to the other, to the friend. That whatever I receive entirely to pass on. And I leave nothing for myself. That is the correction. And by the whole system working like this, the Creator clothes in it, according to similarity of form, that the whole system is in mutual bestowal, and the Creator is also in bestowal, and then we reveal each other. I have no other words.
Rav, I would like to ask about Twitter, your Twitter. In your Twitter, you are writing a psalm.
A psalm?
Tehillim.
No.
Can you explain what is this project? Are you rewriting them? What is it? How can we use them for dissemination?
רב, אני רוצה לשאול שאלה בקשר לטוויטר. בטוויטר כתבת על פסוק מתהילים.
הרבה פסוקים.
Many excerpts. All the psalms I wrote in short.
What it is? Can you explain?
Why did I do this? He's asking, is it a project? What are you doing? No, what project? I just took the book of Psalms, all 170 something, and I wrote a book. I wrote a line about each one. Are you copying them? Are you excerpting them? Are you explaining them? No, I'm not explaining anything. What I did. That's it. There will be no more. Of course. Yeah, you should translate all of my tweets to all the languages. There's good stuff there. I invest a lot of time into it. And I also received a lot of good responses for the psalms that I did. Because the people are inspired more by this summary. Read them. If it influences you, if it's close to you. If not, then don't. I tried to write there from those things that we're studying in the morning, except for the Psalms, the same topics that we study today. That's what I write there, so that you would have more kind of during the day. You'd have the ability to come back to it. Thank you. I hope that it'll help whoever wants. That's why I do it. I, for myself, don't need it. That's it. It's part of our study system. All right. And
הנה מה טוב מניים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מניים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מניים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה שרת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שרת אחים גם יחד. מחר בערב אנחנו מ-6 עד 6:30 לומדים זוהר.
And in the evening we would, right, tomorrow evening from 6:30 we're studying the Zohar, and until 6:30, and then after that we're downstairs for reading the scroll of Esther and for the Purim holiday. So tomorrow you need to come with a mask, and you need to come with some kind of wig and noisemakers, all sorts of things. Please, you're all invited.
לילה טוב.